Alrighty, guys, how is everybody doing tonight? What a day in the NFL. Give me 1 second with my headphones. All right, I like that. All right, so amazing day in the NFL. Let's start out with Tua Tagovailoa and the Miami Dolphins. I mean, Tua still has a chance to be the best quarterback out of that draft class. Justin Herbert puts up better statistics, has a bigger arm, more physical traits at this stage than Tua has. Joe Burrow, also a little taller than Tua, made it to a Super Bowl and was incredible in the postseason and even last year. Joe Burrow still had an amazing season, but this year he's struggling. They lost to Cooper Rush, and he had a really rough game against Trubisky and the Steelers, but the Steelers' defense was really good. The Cowboys and Mike McCarthy, you got to give them credit, but this is about Tua. And down 35-14, throwing multiple interceptions, it looked like another Dolphins loss where they played a team that was just so much better than them. I mean, the Buffalo Bills absolutely just crushed the Dolphins a couple of years ago when their offense was just so much better. And Tua, the only game he really surpassed the opponent was maybe the Arizona game, or maybe against manageable opponents like the New York Jets, or there's just a lot of games that Tua would not match against Josh Allen or an elite quarterback. And now Tua is healthy. That throw to Tyreek Hill against zero coverage where he threw it out 55 yards, that's the type of elite level throw, because Tua, if he hits the deep ball, which he did, he hit 2 deep balls in the fourth quarter, he's also showing better pocket mobility this year. He's moving around the pocket better, showing off his legs a little bit. And, I mean, the throws to Gesicki, he's throwing it in the tight windows and showing confidence with his arm and really driving that ball. And it all comes from lower leg power, and he's had to recover from that since the hamstring injury. But Tua Tagovailoa, I mean, the deep ball with Tua, if he can manage to throw the ball far enough, he has great touch. He has great touch throwing the ball. That's one thing. He knows how to lob it in. He knows the trajectory. He can feel things in football. He is an artist when he can throw the football and when he has time. And Tua also just has a calm mind. You know, the throw to Devontae Smith to win the national championship game. You know, Tua just makes big plays when it's needed. And when he gets on a roll, this guy can really just start dicing teams up. And this offense is really exciting. And I really want to see an offense that's like the 2000 Rams. And I would say that the best offenses that we've seen in the NFL as of late, I think it was Mahomes, the year that he won the MVP, was an unbelievable offense with Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce. That was really the apex of Mahomes those 2 years, and then he won a Super Bowl. And then defenses started playing a lot of cover two. They couldn't really run the ball. And then I believe last year happened where they were inconsistent. They still got the number 1 seed, had the epic game against Buffalo, but they were not dominant start to finish. And this Miami team with Mike McDaniel, who just seems like one of these guys that, you know, could end up being like a brilliant offensive mind. And the guy went to Yale and passed Yale. And that's incredibly difficult to pass an Ivy League school like that. And the thing about Mike McDaniels, he's 5'8". He didn't play in the NFL. And you know, he wears the glasses, and, you know, and people kind of mocked McDaniels at first, and he's just like an interesting looking guy. He's just like a regular guy, you know, coaching, meaning like he's not dressing all professional. He's dressing casual. And I like that Mike McDaniel is being himself. And I believe that Mike McDaniel can be, right now, he's proving to be a very good coach for Miami. He keeps these guys even keeled. He's a really good motivator. And just overall, Tua, the ability to come back like that, I mean, that's going to pay off dividends because, you know, Boyer And this defense, they're going to get it right. They have talent in the secondary, like Xavier Howard, and I don't know about Byron Jones' status, but they have guys. Like, you look at that roster, and there's good linebackers and good D linemen on Miami's team. They have talent on the defensive side. But, I mean, now you look at Chase Edmonds, they're just fast everywhere. Even Sherfield, Trent Sherfield, is really fast. And they could do so many things with this offense. That is really, really exciting. And they have a wonderful test coming up against Buffalo, the class of the division, as Buffalo's going to play Tennessee. Buffalo could get a very big win at home, and that could set up a great showdown. I think that the AFC East is such a fun division to watch because the AFC East has the Bills, Patriots. Even when Wilson comes back, the Jets can kind of be interesting, and now Miami. And this was an amazing win, down 35-14. Down how many points? Like 23 points in the fourth quarter. And for them to come back and score like 28 unanswered points, or to score 28 points in a quarter, is magnificent football by Tua, Tyreek Hill. And it's amazing. And that first game, I was a little nervous. I'm a big Tua fan, and everybody has kind of written Tua off, these last couple of years because of the hip injury, because he's only 6 feet, because he doesn't look like he can throw the ball a long way. And he's come out, and everybody made fun of Tyreek Hill. They said that he's just like you know what they said with Tyreek Hill? Kind of like Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs. They said to Tyreek Hill, it was the same thing as Stephon Diggs. They say, oh, he's a Ferrari that's in the garage. Who's going to throw him the ball? Or they would post the longest yard meme or like Uncle Rico, and they'd compare Tua to these guys. And they completely trashed Tua because he's an easy target. He's quiet. He's small. It's just, the Miami Dolphins, they haven't been relevant in a long time. And they've really just gone after this kid. And it's also because, the Dolphins passed on Justin Herbert, and they're always going to hear about that all the time. And now it's so exciting that Tua is fighting back. And he's 2-0 right now. The Dolphins are 2-0. And I'm really enjoying the heck out of this season for Tua and this team. And you give Tua weapons, and even at Alabama, like it's not easy when you have all that expectation. You have all these receivers, all these guys with egos. It's not easy to spread the wealth around and still be such a productive quarterback. And Tua's shown that he can do it. And he's he could just throw the football with great velocity. He just has such a quick release. And he's just, with this type of protection that he's getting now, this running game, he's in a position where he can thrive and be successful. And I'm really enjoying this offense that McDaniel is building around with Tua. And listen, it's still a long season, but, they got 2 games now in the span of 11 days. But this was just a win that if Tua goes on to ever win a Super Bowl, or this is ever like Kurt Warner MVP out of nowhere, championship out of nowhere, you'll look back on this game and these memories of this win. 35-14, you won't forget that sort of performance. That's the type of performance that really goes into the record books. And that's the type of performance that will be remembered for a long, long time in Miami, and for all the Tua fans that never quit. And, there's so many doubters of Tua. Everybody kind of wrote him off, and I was the one guy that said, I think Tua and that offense is going to roll and be very explosive. And then, everybody's going to be quiet, or maybe they'll say it's all McDaniels or all Tyreek Hill or all Jalen Waddle. I just love the kid too. He doesn't pay attention to that stuff. It's very inspirational how he deals with all the doubt. Is Deshaun Watson coming in? His coach Brian Flores didn't even want Tua Tagovailoa. Wanted Justin Herbert the whole time. All this noise about Tua, like he can't beat out Ryan Fitzpatrick. The coaches don't trust him to put in Fitzpatrick. His own teammates are questioning him anonymously to the media. Reporters saying, this Tua, like, I see him in practice, like, he's not good. And I know it's one game, but this game was against Baltimore. It was against a team that has been into the divisional round of the playoffs a lot with Lamar Jackson. And he went toe-to-toe with an MVP in this league and a guy who's really made a name for himself as really one of the great quarterbacks in the NFL the last several years in Lamar Jackson. And Lamar Jackson was running for 60-yard runs, hitting Rashad Bateman. It was an onslaught of offense by the Ravens that was incredibly impressive, and they look like the real front runner if the Bengals are not going to get it together in that division. Still at 1-1, they're the front runners in the AFC North. And for Miami to pull back like that with a rookie coach and to not quit with Mike McDaniel, that was beyond a special win. That's the type of win that if this thing ever gets off the ground and Tua is ever healthy for a full year, that's the type of win that Dolphins fans should be proud of and should remember. 6 touchdowns in a game, incredibly tough to do. Everybody was waiting for the coming out party, and let's see if it's sustained. I know that it's going to be hot. I know that next week, playing against Buffalo, a team that absolutely has destroyed the Dolphins as of late, it's going to be an incredible test. It should be an incredible test. We still have to see what happens on Monday with Buffalo. But that game is surely going to be interesting to see if the Dolphins can compete with the AFC's best, as they're playing a gauntlet now to open up the season and see where they can go. And so what a win by Tua, what a win by the Dolphins, and I'm just pumped for this team. I think it's a very likable team. They're a young team, and Tyreek Hill, I mean, he's infused so much, swag and ability into the Dolphins, and everybody thinks that a wide receiver is just a position player and that Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, they don't need these wide receivers. But this was, a sensational win today by Miami, and Tyreek Hill is making a difference right now.